Hello, Komal. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome in joining us with the Western Australia PR Pass webinar today. Welcome. My name is Claire, and I'm from UGNet. We are an education agency for the international students, and we're based in Melbourne. And today I'll be your host for the webinar. And thank you for all joining with us today. Before we officially dive in, I just want to make sure that everyone can follow us comfortably. If you need translation, you can go to turn on the translation captions right here on the Google Meet. There is a way if you want to turn on the translation, which make things easier for some people. We all know that Western Australia has become one of the most attractive destinations for international students and for skilled migrants, with a range of migration pathways exclusive to this state. And it is important for us to know the available pathways before we make plans for our future. And today we're pleased to have the immigration agent Komal join with today. With her extensive experience, she has helped many individuals in achieving their permanent residency goals. Today, she will outline the Western Australia's migration pathways, application in high demand, her practical strategies towards permanent residency in Western Australia. So, without further ado, please welcome Komal. Hi, welcome. Komal, how are you doing?
Hi, Claire, and good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining today's webinar. My name is Komal Gurnani. I'm a registered migration agent. Today, I will explain different permanent residency pathways available in Western Australia for 2026, including skilled migration visas, state nomination opportunities, priority occupations, and strategies that can improve your chances of securing Australian permanent residency. So first of all, your first question is why Western Australia is a top migration destination. That's first thing you would want to know. Biggest advantage of Western Australia is its strongest workforce demand. They have a lot of opportunities in their employment. So that is, they really need skilled workers. And there are migration opportunities remain strong for qualified applicants. And there is lot of multiple nomination pathways. Applicants may be eligible through the subclass 190, subclass 189, or subclass 491. We will dive into this 189 general skilled migration programs also after some time. The third part is that there is much more less competition and regional growth. So living in Perth in Western Australia, it's not very hard. Claire and I was talking about it, that even if you go to Western Australia, it is quite developed and it is a regional place. But the government and the department, they are kind of promoting that you live in regional, then they will give you the benefits of migrating to this country. So I would suggest if you have been living in cities like Melbourne, Sydney, and you can plan to move to Western Australia, there is a lot of scope because of the strong workforce demand and less competition and regional growth. So now why should you study in Western Australia? You can take help from IEDUNet or you can take help from me, basically choosing the course from the beginning. Like when you come to Australia, you need to know which occupation is very good, where you will get the PR pathway, because you could be passionate about, let's say, beauty industry or fashion industry. I do understand that we have to follow our passion, but if your aim is to migrate to Australia, first I would suggest that try to study in regional places like Western Australia. Let's say you get 485 visa, it's a post-study visa. Once you complete your education, if you're studying in Western Australia, the whole state is considered as regional. So the benefit would be that you will get an extension of 485. So let's say for masters, you get 3 years of visa. And if you get additional 2 years, so you imagine getting 5 years. If for bachelors, you're getting 2 years and another 2 years, you're getting 4 years. So there is enough time for you to plan for your migration. So it's really beneficial that you study in Western Australia or regional places in Australia. Now we will dive into the general skilled migration programs. These are different subclass visas. So there's subclass 189, subclass 190, and subclass 491. Now subclass 189, that is an independent visa. And these all three are based on point system. How does the point system work? It depends on your age. Let's say if you're 30 years old, you will get 30 points. Your English is 80 each. or 8 each based on your PT or IELTS, you will get 20 points. If you have no partner, you get 10 points. If you have a partner and has a competent English, will get a 5 point. Now, for subclass 190, if you have studied in a regional place, you will get 5 points extra. For 491, which is a provisional PR, you get 15 points extra. So this is completely points based system. The maximum points you get, the more chances of you getting invited by the state is much, much higher. So I would suggest that studying in these regional states like Western Australia will really benefit you to get 5 points towards 190. With subclass 491, it's a provisional PR. So for 3 years, you have to stay in 491. And then after that, you have to apply for 191. The benefit of all these three visas, when you apply and you get an invitation, you get Medicare also. So basically, you don't have to be on any private insurance. You can just get public insurance, and basically you can work full time also. Now, how does Western Australia work? Every state has different way of working. Like, I don't know if you guys attended Tasmania. It has gold pass, green pass, depending on your occupation. Here in Western Australia, it is more of a WASMOL. So basically, WASMOL stands for the Western Australia Skilled Migration Occupation List. So they've divided into Schedule 1 and Schedule 2. Schedule 1 will mostly have the occupations which are at higher priority. Things like if you're a teacher, you are a secondary school teacher or a primary school teacher, or you're a registered nurse, general practitioner, you come under Schedule 1. What does Schedule 1 do? You are more on priorities, so chances of you getting picked up is much higher compared to Schedule 2. Schedule 2 will have basic occupations, things like being a chef, more basic kind of occupation. So it's not like that even if you've got different occupation, you cannot be included there. You will come under Schedule 2, but then chances of you getting picked up is comparatively lesser to Schedule 1, because obviously they would prefer choosing health industry and teaching industry higher than social worker, community worker. These type of courses are more in demand. WASMOL Schedule 1 list, then there's WASMOL Schedule 2 list, and the third one is Graduate Occupation list. WASMOL 1 and 2, you could have started in Melbourne, Sydney. You can still, as long as you've started living in Western Australia, you can still apply for them. But Graduate Occupation list, you can only apply if you have completed higher AQF level. So if you've completed graduate diploma from Western Australia, or bachelor's or master's from there, and then that occupation list is there, then again, you will come under Schedule 1 only. You will still be considered at a higher priority, but try to be on bachelor's or master's. It cannot be going down to diploma, certificate 3 or certificate 4 for this particular list. Now, this is a data, basically just letting you know that how many invitations are allowed in different years. Like in 2026, we have shown the data that from 2024 to 2025, they had 3,000 places for 190 and 2,000 places for 491. So approximately 5,000 for the 2024 to 2025. Now, for the 2025 to 2026, they have reduced. It has gone down to 3,400, including all of them. But remember, we haven't put the data for 189. 189 is an independent visa. It is all over Australia. You can get picked up from anywhere. Although you're looking at these numbers and it seems a little lesser, but compared to other cities like Melbourne, Sydney, these are much higher. And the chances of you, like in between last to last year, I believe Western Australia had decided that anybody who has put EOI, expression of interest, and registration of interest, they all got invitation. So that was a big benefit. We have been talking about the W priority occupations. As I said, healthcare is always on top, no matter whichever regional place you choose. Although I am trying to focus more on Western Australia, this thing that you want to move to other regional places, you can discuss it with IEDU. And if your English is very good, let's say you're getting 7 each, and you want to be enrolled nurse, and you can get, you can get an admission there. So I would suggest that first try to prioritize to healthcare and nursing or being a school teacher. Construction is one of the most at a higher level. construction trade, that is very good. Education, like as I said, that being teachers, secondary teacher, primary teachers. Yesterday there was an invitation round. They did not call a lot of early childhood teachers. So early childhood teachers, they have stopped calling that many, but still I would say secondary and primary are really in right now. Hospitality and tourism, being chef or cook, you think it's very hard for you to get higher points because of English, then you can get into hospitality and tourism. Things like you can be a motel manager, you can get sponsored by people. So there are a lot of other things, but you can start staying in Western Australia, and there are ways that we can get you permanent residencies. There are trade courses like carpentry, painter. Trade course is going to be, that is sitting at 85%. So accounting and IT, they are not getting a lot of invitation these days. Earlier, IT and accountant was like on the highest priority, but now it's not the same. So I would suggest that you try to go in one of these occupations. If you are struggling very much, you can go into hospitality and tourism, or maybe trade course like painter, carpentry, because the chances are that you can even get employer sponsorship from there. So now, what is DAMA? This is a very vast topic, so we are not going to cover it today. It's a very short presentation today, so I'm not going to talk a lot about it. I'll just give you some small, like a brief description about what DAMA is. Basically, it's a designated area migration agreements. So there is an agreement between like Western Australia and the employers, where there are an additional regional migration pathways. Like there are a lot of truck drivers from Sydney, Melbourne, they don't know that how to migrate, like how to go for migration. But in Western Australia, there are a lot of DAMA agreements that a truck driver whose age is like after 45, it's very hard to get migration here in Australia. So DAMA agreements can be like, you could be 55 also, you can still get like invited by them. So age, it wouldn't be a problem. English could be just 4.5, and salary requirements is much lower. Like for other occupation it is 80,000, but like for these like truck drivers it could be 65, 75. So there are agreements. So that is also something which you can look in Western Australia, which is really interesting. If you find any DAMA employers, you can look into it. And as I said, I'm not going to expand a lot, but you can reach out to me if you have any employer from Western Australia. What would be the PR strategy? I would firstly say that choose migration aligned course in Western Australia. As I said, try to choose the ones which are top priority. If you are from non-English background, I do understand it is very hard. But anyway, if you think your English, you can improve, you can go through classes and you can improve and you can get into these courses which align more towards getting permanent residency. I would suggest go pick up those courses. Then try to complete your eligible studies successfully. Then the next step is that there are skill assessment. What does skill assessment really mean? Because it might not make sense to you. Now, every occupation, let's say chef is there, cook is there, every occupation has a number like 2512311 or 12. Like there are different numbers for everything. Like engineers will have certain numbers, other occupations will have certain numbers. You can think that I'm a chef, but how would we prove the department that you're a chef? We have to go through assessment bodies. Now, there are different assessment bodies like Vet Assess. Then there is Engineer Australia. Let's say you've done engineering, and doesn't matter that you've done engineering from here. Maybe you've done engineering from your home country. You can still reach out to me. We can try to get you like whatever. Maybe you've studied from your home country and worked from your home country in engineering. There were a lot of Indian people, because I have a lot of clients who are Indian, Pakistani, Bangladeshi. And Chinese people. So basically, some people have completed already their engineering degree from there. They have completed their work experience also. And they think that, okay, now they do not have anything because they have studied something else. We can still look into that. Like we can just try to get you an assessment. Once you get that code, and if you have an employer, you can either go for an employer sponsorship, or we can put an invitation side by side when you're studying something else. And you never know, by the time you're finishing your studies or by the time you're on your 485, you get an invitation from your from the state. So there is lot of information. Like the other day I had come on IEDU Expo. There were a lot of clients who had already like they had really good work experience from home country, but they did not know what to do with that experience. You can actually explore those options also. Because of non-English background, at least try to get 6 each so that we can just try to see what else can we explore. Now we can then apply for WA state nomination, and then we can progress towards permanent residency. Now, how do I support your migration journey? If you're still in a dilemma, you don't know what to do, you don't know what course to select, and you're still planning the course, you can reach out to IEDU, they can connect you to me, and we can work out some, like I can ask them that they want some healthcare depending on your English. I can suggest you some courses, and based on IEDU, can let you know that what colleges or what universities are available. We can work together on that. Then if you have like past experience, if you need any skill assessment assistance, I can help you in that. How do you go ahead? Because it's better that you plan everything ahead. We don't want that when your visa is going to expire, that that's when you're coming to me, because then it becomes very hard. The way department is becoming so strict, and they're changing the rules. And just letting you know that there will be a lot of changes in on 1st of July, because they are going to change the whole system of 189, 19491. They might land up being just one visa, and it will completely depend on your, like, how much are you earning? Are you working in your same occupation what you have studied? Are you working differently? So based on that, there is a lot of things which are going to come in. Still, we are waiting for it. Once we get an update, maybe next, whenever in July we have another presentation, I can discuss about that. Then, as I said, that I can help you if there's any DAMA pathway guidance you require, or you require a long-term PR planning support.
Thank you so much, Komal. There's a lot of information you offered, and like I learned so much. Like there's so many ways and so many pathways leading to the PR, and there are so many things that we never thought about. And thank you so much for all your insights, and thank you everyone else to join with us. And in the end, I would like to acknowledge the amazing support from Study West for their extensive support to international students. They have services such as free airport pickup and financial assistance, and a lot of scholarships offering. And we are pleased to inform you that we are direct partner with many prestigious education providers in Western Australia, such as University of Western Australia and Curtin University, TAFE Australia, and other private colleges. If you have any questions regarding the PR or any question in choosing the school, please feel free to reach out to Komal and reach out to us. We're always there to help you, and we speak your language. So if you need any help, please feel free to reach out. And below is the Komal's contact. And if you need, please take a screenshot. Please reach out to us if you have any further questions. We have other PR migration webinars coming up in every month. So stay in touch if you're interested. Thank you so much.